a great scene. He goes to her front door. She opens it, and he goes, "Why a turtle?
Why a turtle?"
And her response is just, "I like turtles."
I like turtles.
What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right.
She literally does the meme. She goes,
It's
"I like
great.
turtles."
Why a turtle?
I like turtles.
Hello and welcome back to the 223rd episode of Good Bad or Bad Bad, the show where we watch terrible movies and tell you you should too. I'm your host, Mr. Brian Shilligo. Joining me, as always, the other host of this illustrious show.
Happy to be back on YouTube this time.
Happy back on YouTube, assuming we don't have issues this time. Yeah, we'll start with that, Kyle. So we didn't have an episode recently. I'm still working to try to get that up if I can get it to a point where YouTube will allow. But our last episode we recorded was on a movie called D-Day Assassins. Great episode. I uploaded it. It was up for like 12 hours, and then all of a sudden it got hit with a copyright claim. And not just, if it was just a monetization one, we will often just put those up and just eat it.
This is like
not
a
make money
copyright strike.
It's
right?
not a copyright strike,
Okay.
but it is one where so there's multiple levels. You can copyright claim something and just like take the income from it, which is what happens sometimes. And when they do that, we just put it up and just don't make money on that episode. It's whatever.
Yeah.
This one was one where it was blocked in like 80% of territories, including the United States, the UK, that like where 90% of our viewers
Normally, our dispute method is usually just copying and pasting the U.S. house code for fair use doctrine.
Yeah, if we just mention, usually we dispute stuff, and very often it gets released. Like very, very often, we will get an episode claimed, we will dispute it, and it will get released, and we're fine.
But the rights holding, not going to say who it is, but they're outside the U.S. and they just don't care.
And it's just some company. It's just and it was auto flagged. It's the thing where YouTube's thing. And I put a post out about it. It's really annoying that it's like showing all the sections, and it's like, here's a 20-minute segment of your video that is in violation of our flagging system, when most of that is just
like,
us on camera talking.
At best 20%, probably lower.
At most, like 20% clips of the movie or something like that, but it just flags the entire thing. So I'm working on it, going through to re-edit and cut down some clips, as well as do some other stuff to try to make it so that we can get it up without YouTube. But
anyways, that's the short story there.
That's the long, short story of why we didn't have a most recent episode. All I'll say right now is you should check us out on Patreon if you would like to support us. I'll say that. You should check us out on Patreon if you want to support us. Okay, so, Kyle, today we're talking about...
Dancing at song. Oh, wait. No, not quite.
If only. If only.
He must have been a dancer.
We did go back to a dancing film, and
Yes.
this one was recommended. I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I had heard of it too, yeah.
I also was completely unaware this was a trauma movie.
Yeah, that was my first note that pops up, and it's like Lloyd Kaufman Trauma Productions, and I was like, oh. But after watching the movie, to me, it does not feel like a Trauma production. It feels like maybe something that Trauma got involved with, like distributing or something like that,
or maybe the Post or something like that.
Something, because there's really not a lot of the Trauma hallmarks in this movie. It's a pretty normal movie, compared to most Trauma movies.
Shut up!
But the movie we're talking about, as you said, did we already say the title?
Dance or Die.
Dance. Dance or die.
With a great soundtrack.
Incredible soundtrack. That's literally my first note after... I got to talk about 1987, written and directed by a guy named Richard Munchkin. The guy's name is Dick Munchkin. Kyle. The writer-director's name is Dick Munchkin. That's incredible.
Oh, God.
He's made a lot of movies. I thought maybe that was a fake name. It may be, but he made a bunch of movies under that name, so we'll see.
That's like having to name Rod Strong in the porn industry.
It's incredible. Dick Munchkin is a great name. I assume he went by Richard and not Dick, but who knows? I would go by Dick if I was him. But as you mentioned, the opening song is incredible. It is a titular song called Dance or Die.
Yeah.
Reality's a nightmare. This is what it is.
Very 80s, very synthy, very incredible. Sorry, this is the wrong movie. I almost grabbed it. That's for next episode. Spoilers, we're not there yet. But the opening credits play, and it's pretty amazing. But we open up on people dancing.
Yes, it's a choreographed dance routines.
Yeah.
Everybody's in, for some reason, like sweats and tank tops.
Yes,
and everything.
and then they start like
then they
rubbing blood on them.
Yeah,
And I was like,
and then
what?
they also get like shot with fake blood and stuff.
Yes. And you're like, what is going on here?
This is what it is. Dance.
And then as it kept going on, I was like, okay, so maybe this is going to end up being like some weird interpretive representation of like what's going on or something. And that kind of is like what it is a little bit, I
80s
think.
violence in the drug trade.
A little bit. We'll get to it. But yeah, I think that is kind of what we're doing. So while that's all going on, we get one right after that ends, I think right after the opening credit ends, we get one very brief scene where our main character, Jason,
Yes.
is doing a handstand in the park. And his friend, Charles Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine walks up. I don't know what this character's name, I can't remember what his name is. But the first time I saw him, I was like, is that Charles Boyle? But he walks up and he gives him a giant framed poster. This is important, Kyle.
Yes.
He hands him this giant framed poster in the park, like, for his birthday.
Yeah, which they're roommates. You figured you'd just give it to him at the
No.
place.
You got to find him working out in the park, and that's the
Okay,
best time to give him his
cool.
birthday present. And then we only see that briefly. Meanwhile, we keep cutting back to the black void where people are dancing and continuing to dance or whatever, and we watch just an entire dance scene for like the first
This
10 minutes.
definitely
of the
was
movie.
not filler.
Oh my god, yeah. No, definitely not. Yeah. So that happens. That one little scene's important. We'll get back to that later. Then we cut to Jason. They live in Vegas.
Yeah.
You see him driving down the strip to go to his like dance studio or whatever.
Neil Breen's out in the corner somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're right. That would have been incredible if he drives by and
He would have been doing
standing
real
in the
estate
back.
at the time.
Yeah, or filming. Oh yeah, you're right. No, sorry.
Because he was a real
filming.
estate agent before he was a filmmaker, right?
That would have been incredible if there was like if he had a bit part in this.
Yeah,
It
that'd
would
be
Neil
great.
Breen just shows up in one of these movies one day as like a bit actor, just like, and that was what gave him the movie making bug. Is he was
Oh,
like,
God, that'd be
that
great.
would be the greatest origin story ever.
I'm not ready for this.
But he's going down the strip and he gets to his dance class where he is teaching. He's a teacher. He's like
Yeah.
a dance teacher, dance instructor.
I believe they were called choreographers.
Choreographers, yes. So he's teaching this dance class, and then at the end of that, the other teacher comes up. I said professor. The other dance professor comes up and says, "Hey, can you fill in for my class? This doesn't really matter, or whatever."
Can you do me a favor? Sure. Can you take my 5 o'clock class?
Prima donna hour?
Then we cut from there to him going grocery shopping,
Yes.
and he's walking around the grocery store. And then just starts following this hot lady who is like painted into a dress, who's like shopping. And by following, I mean like legit stalking her around the
trying
grocery
to find
store.
every way he can to interact.
But in a cute way.
Yeah. He's forcing a meet cute.
Yes, exactly. He like tries to run his cart into her cart, and then it ends up being some other person on accident and whatever.
Oh, excuse me.
No problem.
But anyways, he does eventually talk to her, and they hit it off, and they have a conversation, and so this sets up this like potential relationship. We don't see her again for a little bit. Then he gets home from the grocery store, and Charles Boyle is in the kitchen
And his roommate is a coke dealer.
and just has a huge mound of cocaine on the island in their
Like
kitchen.
straight up Tony Montana, put
Yes.
your nose into the desk.
He's got his little scale and all of these vials and stuff, and he is just measuring out cocaine into vials to sell or whatever. And Jason's not thrilled. He is not thrilled that his roommate is a coke dealer. He doesn't love it. And so he's like, oh God, fine, okay. He's like, his buddy says, oh, I'm gonna get out of it. Don't worry, I'm gonna get out of it.
I'll keep this house squeaky clean, okay? No drugs or deals here.
Like, this is it. I'm gonna sell all of this, and then I'm getting out of the coke business. And he's like, fine, okay. Then he leaves, and he goes to his AA meeting.
Yes.
So we got to set up. Which Jason was either an alcoholic or a drug.
I think he was a cokehead at one
Yeah,
point.
it seems like he was a drug user, but he's at AA. I guess maybe back then they didn't have like NA, like they didn't have other versions of it. Maybe it was all just like one thing or something. But yeah, he's at an AA meeting, and
It is very stereotypical AA too. It's like, hi, my name is blank.
We
Hi,
see
blank.
that part.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, we see that part. They're like, that's the only part of an AA meeting they know is the part where everybody goes around and goes, my name's Ben. And they go, hi, Ben. Yeah. But he gets out of that, and then he's leaving with his friend, and I can't remember her name now.
Sponsor, I think is also.
Yes, well, but they say he's like her. Yeah, I called her his sponsor for a long time, but she's also, they say later, like his best friend. He says, I can't remember what her name is though. I have it later. We'll get to it. Yep.
This is Diane. This is my friend Kay.
Hi.
But they're sitting in the car after they leave the meeting, and I love that he's like, everybody in the meeting says that now that they're clean or sober or whatever, their life is great, but
Life is wonderful. God is beautiful, and I feel like shit.
my life fucking sucks. I hate it.
Dude, you're a dance choreographer doing like stage performances in Vegas. That's awesome.
Yeah, yes. Now, to be fair, I think he is talking more from like an emotional, like he is depressed essentially. Like his life seems to be going fine. He's got a good job.
It's what's behind the curtain.
Yes,
right?
exactly. But that he's still depressed despite this, and he's still dealing with all this stuff. And he's like, I like everybody talks about how happy they are, and I don't.
I'm gonna say we're a couple of schmucks doing YouTube videos.
Get to live the rest of my life like a schnook.
And that's all we do is YouTube videos.
That's all. After the cameras go off, we just shut down like robots.
It's just darkness and yeah. I think we made that joke in like our 8th episode because there's I remember we ended one episode and with like that joke, and then we started the next one with you
just rebooting.
Yeah,
back
like
up.
rebooting in the studio. I think that was like literally in like our 10th episode or something like that. Anyway, so he's there with their sponsor, who's like his best friend lady, and they're in the car. They leave. Meanwhile, I think he goes back to teach another class.
Yeah, this was the pickup class that he was needed to do.
He's teaching the pickup class. Meanwhile, his roommate goes and meets up with a psychic briefly, who this guy's like very minor character.
Yeah.
And God, what is his name? God, now I can't remember because I'm confusing him with the characters from I watched the other movie right before
after
this, and so I'm.
But this is the
confused.
bearded guy, right?
Yes, the bearded guy who's the psychic and who's like a scammer. Obviously, he walks out and he's like, "So what were you or what was her reading or whatever?" He goes,
Same thing I tell all of them. Leave your husband. He's a bastard.
I told her the same thing I tell all of them. Leave your husband or whatever, like something like that. And so he's clearly just like a bullshit artist.
Well,
but,
see, they're in Vegas, so they get married at the chapel, then they go to him, they get divorced.
There you go. Yeah.
Cycle of life going on
but
there.
I think he's buying cocaine from our guy, it sounds like, because he's like, they say some coded language. He's like, hey, you got whatever? And he's like, oh, yeah, come on back or whatever.
Did you bring the backgammon set?
Yeah, did you bring the cash?
Let's have at it.
But then, and because this movie is edited so chaotically and poorly scripted, we just cut from that scene. We don't see what they're doing or what happened there. We cut from that scene to Jason teaching the fill-in dance class.
Mm-hmm.
And then while that's happening, we start interspersing these shots of people at a pool party. And I was like, what is this? What is this? And then we realize, oh, that's the roommate.
Roommate's having some sort of party that we don't really know about?
Yes, we don't know anything about it. We don't know why. And I didn't even realize it was at their house initially until after this all goes down. But they're having some sort of party. And I guess they're having like a lobster grill or something. Because they have an entire aquarium outside in their backyard next to the...
It's a great set piece, but it looks really stupid.
What is it doing there? The only thing I could think is that they were doing like a crawfish boil or something, and this was like the tank for the food they were eating or something, because it's right next to the buffet table. I'm like,
It's hilarious.
What is happening? Anyway, so they're doing that. They're having this party, and we're cutting back and forth between him teaching the dance class and this party going on. And then all of a sudden, seemingly the cartel rolls up on this pool party.
Just start unloading.
And just start murdering everybody at this pool party. And my favorite detail in this, Kyle, I don't know if you noticed this, but we see them start shooting, like, there's like 10 people at this pool party. They start shooting all these people. And then we cut to a shot of the last person they shoot prior to the roommate.
Oh, the people in the lawn chairs? Or
they have shot like...
Zero reaction.
They have shot like 7 people already. They cut to a shot of a woman in her lawn chair eating food. And then she's like,
oh, it's just no recognition that anything's been happening around her. Oh, and then
I was like she's just eating through all of this. What is happening? Clearly that shot was supposed to be like the
Early
first
on,
one.
yeah.
And they just put it in later for some reason. That was cracking me up. Then we get this insane slow-mo shot of his roommate behind the buffet bar, and he like slow-mo and then he gets blasted.
That's
It's
great.
like, what is going on? And then we realize, oh, this was Jason's house, because then Jason shows up and the cops are there and they're like, and he's like sitting there and he's like, I don't know, man, it's crazy. They just murdered everybody. And they're like, do you know anything? He's like, I have no idea. I'm not involved with any of this shit. I have no idea what's going on.
And then the lead investigator, who's just a recurring character, doesn't believe any of it.
Yeah, he's like, whatever. Yeah, blah.
You're not giving up anything, are you?
Then later that night, Jason has a nightmare. He has dance nightmares. Where he has a nightmare.
Was it about a helicopter?
Spin a rocket into a helicopter. No, but he has a nightmare where he's like gets hung upside down in a straitjacket and gets like attacked by extras from the musical Cats.
Yes.
Like,
What was this?
What
Is
is
insane.
This? It's so weird. I kind of love it. It's kind of amazing. Oh my god.
Which I think the to-be still they use is of that scene.
The what did they use?
The to-be still.
Oh yes,
it's from that scene.
Yeah,
It's some wild like definitely some, what do they call it, introspective type crazy shit going on. Like this dude's like his just mind.
Yes, exactly, and that's what I was getting at earlier. Is like I think
that's what makes this very not trauma.
Yes, is like it's clear that whoever made this was actually trying to do something at least kind of interesting, where the dance scenes are supposed to kind of echo the beats of the movie a little bit. And so this one's a dream sequence, so that's its own thing. But even the stuff he is teaching and rehearsing, like their dance numbers, are like vaguely thematically tied to like what's going on in the story. Like there's this whole dance number with like on a motorcycle, and which we'll get to.
Motorman.
That would have been, if that would have been the song, would have been incredible. But and so I think that's what they're doing, and that's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't feel like a trauma movie in that regard, because it's just not like intentionally silly enough. The next movie we do feels more like a trauma movie than this movie, which we'll get to. Yeah, because then right after that, that's right, because even the nightmare one is, because then he gets to the dance class the next day after that nightmare, and he says to them, all right, let's rehearse the nightmare number.
Let's rehearse the nightmare number. Everybody get in your positions.
Like he says that to the class, so like it's supposed to be like intertwined. I was like, I get it. So the dance recital is thematically resonant with the events of his life. It's art, Kyle. It's art, Kyle. It's art. Oh God! But so he teaches a class, and then they all leave, and then he's buying a Pepsi at their single Pepsi vending machine in the corner,
which of course is what you'd have in a dance class.
Yeah,
right?
and also
inside the studio
lit,
too.
Perfectly lit in the corner by one light.
Definitely not a sponsor for the or a what do they call it? Paid advertising.
Yeah, definitely not product placement. Yeah. Definitely not. But he's buying a Pepsi, and a guy walks in and just like jumps him, and he's like pulls a gun on him, doesn't initially pull a gun on him. Just walks up to him and is like, hey.
Is this inside their studio?
Yeah. He just walks in, and the guy's like, he's like, hey, you got something we need or want.
Oh, right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And then he like fights him and like punches him a few times. And then the guy pulls a gun out and aims a gun at him and goes, you'll be seeing me again, and leaves. Why?
Well, threat, obviously. They want the cocaine.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I guess, but I felt like you would just hold him at gunpoint and be like, now give me the thing I want. We're going to go to your home. You're going to give me the thing I want. But he doesn't do that. He's just like, we'll be back. It's so weird. He just leaves. So anyways, Jason had a date with the girl from the grocery store. I cannot remember her fucking name. I don't even know if it's said in the movie, to be honest.
I know it was something
she's not in
else,
the credits. Like, the credits don't have character names. It's just the actor's name, so I couldn't figure it out.
That's how insanely indie this film is.
Yeah. So they have dinner together. She makes a salad and they eat it on her coffee table. And then they have a post-dinner sex scene. And this is the one where they start having sex and then it intersperse cuts with the sexy motorcycle dance scene.
Yes.
That they've been rehearsing, which is just him and this other woman doing a sexy motorcycle dance. And you're like, all right, great. So they have sex. And then later that night, she wakes up and duplicates his key, and we're like,
dun, dun, dun.
What's going on here? So she dupes his key, so we know something is up with her. I was like, oh no, she's a plant. Then this is incredible. The next morning he wakes up, he calls his sponsor friend lady, and he goes, she's like, so how are you? He goes, I feel good today. And she goes,
like, oh, you got laid.
She literally goes, oh, you slut. You got laid, didn't you?
Why, you slut.
What?
You got laid, didn't you?
And I was like, this lady's amazing. I love this lady. Oh, you slut. I was dying, dude.
Jeez.
Anyways, and then they have a brief conversation, and then I think right after that he's like in the kitchen and he gets a phone call, like a threatening phone call.
Again, yeah.
Another phone call. Well, this was the first time he's gotten a phone call, but yeah, he gets a phone call and they're like,
if I don't get it back, I'll hurt you real bad.
You have something we want. Give it to us. Blah blah blah. And he just doesn't say anything and hangs it up. And I'm like, why don't you ask them what the fuck they want? Why would you not be like, hey man, I'm not been involved in any of this. Because here's me. I would go, sure man, I don't know what it is. Tell me what it is. I'll find it. I'll fucking give it to you and we can be, I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to be involved in this. What are we doing? And then we spend like 10 minutes watching Jason search every nook and cranny of the kitchen. He's just like opening every cupboard and like reaching under it. And it's just like, he doesn't find anything though. There's nothing there. He spends forever. But then he goes and gets the psychic.
Yes.
He's like, hey, he may know.
I need you to divine where this is.
Yeah. I assumed I assumed he was just having him there because like he might know where, because they were like buying drugs from him or whatever. Yeah. But you're right. I think he might be because he's psychic. He can figure it out. But he gets there and he opens the fridge and he pulls out a 2-liter of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, here's your Coke.
Here's your Coke. And the guy's like,
here's the Coke.
You fucking jokester, and leaves. And then surprise, he dumps the Coke out and there's just a giant
false
bag.
Bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an entire giant bag of cocaine in the Coke bottle. And then he's like, hey, I'm gonna give this to the cops. And the psychic guy's like, well, let me get the fuck out of here first because I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
So he gets on his motorcycle.
But it was too late. This chase is pretty fucking wild.
It's amazing. He gets on his motorcycle and leaves, and there's a car outside that chases him. Mm. And it starts chasing after him on his dirt bike, and he like rides out into the desert, and he's like riding around trying to get away from this car. And he does.
He flips. The car flips.
The car flips and rolls like 10 times. And I guess the people driving it die. I don't, because he drives around and looks at it and nobody gets out or does anything. So he's just like, ah. And so he like looks at the car and he's like, haha, suckers. And then he goes to drive away.
There was another car.
Headfirst into another vehicle and just crashes and falls on the ground, and the driver of that car gets out and shoots him in the head.
And just one of the amount of fake blood that
oh my god, it's
nuts,
absurd. They're some of the most ridiculous squibs. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, so now the psychic guy is dead. And it doesn't really matter because he's not important really at all. I guess they just didn't want him to be in the movie anymore. So then there's a little brief aside where he takes the girl he's been hooking up with to one of his AA meetings and is like, see, I'm an addict and blah, blah, blah. And she finds this emotional vulnerability very attractive and is like, thank you for telling me. So then she tells him that she's an undercover cop.
Yeah.
You're a dope dealer.
Drug enforcement.
But I called this earlier. I was like, oh, she's going to be undercover or something, but she's going to end up falling for
She's
him.
in too deep.
I'm a case.
We thought you were involved with Alan.
And that is exactly what happened. She's like, so I was here to spy on you or whatever, but now I have I caught feelings, so, you know, I actually like you. And he forgives her. He's like, it's fine. I get it.
Well, I think we're forgetting a part because when that part when they're a point where they like distance, right? Where he like finds out she's a cop and he can't trust her.
Yeah. Well, I think it's
because he tries to hook up with a sponsor at one point.
Yeah, that's after this.
Oh, it's after
that's
this?
right after this. He says like, when I say he forgives her, I mean like he says like, it's fine, I get it, but he does like stop seeing her briefly.
Like there's a point where he's like, I can't trust you.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I think that's what he says. He's like, I understand, but I can't trust you or something like that because you lied to me, basically. And then then he gets another call right after that, and it's the drug dealer people again, and they're like,
Now, unless you give them to me, you're gonna wake up and find your dick nailed to the floor.
we still need the thing. And he goes, look, man, I'm sorry. I gave the coke to the cops, so get off my case. And I'm like, why would you think that telling them that you gave the coke to the cops would make them be like, oh, cool, we're chilled in? Like,
no. At that point, they need to take care of you to send a message to anyone else who would send it.
Exactly. I'm like, why would you? Okay, whatever. But they weren't after the coke. We find out that's not what they cared about.
Some
files, or
some files, or maybe some microfilm or something like that.
It's just documents.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see it later. It's a folder full of like pictures and shit. But anyways, I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyway, so. Then he calls his sponsor because he's kind of listless now. The drug guys are still after him. His girlfriend turned out to be a DEA agent who was lying to him. So he goes and talks to his sponsor friend. And I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. She's my favorite character in the movie because she's so interesting. She's this older lady who's like a no-nonsense like sponsor who's like really good at like keeping him on the straight and narrow. She's also like a very devout Christian, or at least like she talks about like God and stuff a lot. Yeah. She's like, you need to find God, blah, blah, blah. But she also like curses like a sailor. And it's like the most interesting. Yeah. I think she's a very interesting character.
You're a man. You were thinking with your dick.
You're a big help.
Because there's like literally a scene where she's like, he's talking to her about like what happened with the DEA agent. She's like, well, you're a man. You were thinking with your dick, but it's all in God's hands now. And it's like that juxtaposition of her is incredible.
None of this is in your control. It's all in God's hands.
And then they're having that conversation, and then he looks at her and she's like, I know what that look is. And I was like, is he going to try to fuck his sponsor?
Well, are we talking about what I think we're talking about?
Yes, and don't even think about it.
I'm not.
And I was like, do it, yes. But good for her. Good on her, though. She goes, look, this isn't responsible. Like, we can't get together because I'm your sponsor and, like, I'm trying to keep you off drugs or whatever, like.
You have not been sober long enough. The timing is bad.
This could fuck with your sobriety. And he gets really mad about that and, like, storms out. But she is incredibly correct about this. Then we get another house searching montage. He goes back home to like look a bunch of other places. He does.
I think this is also where we find out the name of the crime boss after him.
Yes, Turtle.
It's all his real name is like Tortellini or something.
Well, we don't
like
know that yet, but we do know his nickname is Turtle. He finds that out, and there's this great scene where he goes home and he's searching the fridge.
Whenever he finds chocolate turtles,
desserts, like candy,
and he's like just opening it everywhere trying to find it.
It's a very effective scene in that I kept expecting him to find something, and he never does.
Nope.
He dumps the candy all over the floor and rips the box into like a million pieces and just never finds anything. It's like, oh, okay.
Every time I heard the name Turtle referred to as a person, I just kept thinking of Entourage.
Turtle, sit up straight. Take your hat off. Guys, don't mother me, okay?
Oh, I was thinking of the Turtle Club. Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Turtle Club? That's what I kept thinking of.
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
And the meme, which is actually
later.
It's in the fucking. Well, it's not referenced. Sorry,
but the verbatim it is.
Yes, we'll get to it. It's incredible. Oh my god, that cracked me up. So he finds nothing, and then Then he's talking to his sponsor again, and they're walking down the street, and this guy, the guy with the gun from earlier from the studio,
shows up.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, that's the guy that like shook me down earlier. And she's like, I'll take care of it. And walks over to the guy.
Says something
that we don't hear.
And then he walks
and
off.
he leaves. And our guy's like, what did you say to him? And then she just kisses him.
What'd you do?
She kisses him, and they go home to start having sex. He gets back to her place. He starts undressing her, and then sees
she's got
in
a
the mirror
tattoo of a turtle on her shoulder.
And he's like, "What the fuck? You're the turtle?" Da, da, da. And he runs out. He's like, "How dare you?"
I don't have your fucking file, so leave me alone!
And I'm like, wait, so you saw a turtle tattoo and just assumed that's the only explanation is that she's the turtle?
Clearly, right?
I mean, I guess it makes sense because she didn't say like how or why she was able to make that guy leave. So he assumes like, oh, she must be like his boss, or like I assume that's what he's thinking there.
Well, that gets revealed a little bit later.
Yeah. Oh, does it? Because
yeah.
Sure. Okay, we'll get to it because I don't know if I caught like what was going on there. Then he meets up, he goes to another AA meeting, and he bumps into a random guy at the AA meeting who was like another coke dealer or user who knew his buddy.
Yeah.
And knows who Turtle is.
Yes, and he was able to give him some information, and he's able to go to Turtle's office.
Who is Frank Tortelli.
Yes.
I think is his name.
Vincent Tortelli. Are you sure? Yeah.
I thought it was Turtellini.
I think it's Tortelli. It might be
Tortelli's
Tortellini.
good. I like it.
Tortellini's incredible.
It's something Italian.
Something Italian. Yeah, I think it's Tortelli, but Tortellini is incredible. He goes and talks to this guy, and the guy is just I don't even know what he does, or like he's in his office building and he's like,
I'm sure like most fronts, he's like either supplying workers or shipping or something like that.
Yeah, and he's basically just tells him like, look, I'm not after you or whatever.
I didn't kill your little friend. As a matter of fact, I rather liked him.
Yeah. I like the kid. He was able to move product.
Yeah.
Why would I want to know?
Why would I hurt him? Blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, okay. Then he goes and he meets up or calls the sponsor on the phone, I think. And this is the scene.
This is a great scene. He goes to her front door, she opens it, and he goes, "Why a turtle?
Why a turtle?"
And her response is just, "I like turtles."
I like turtles.
What do you think? I like turtles. All right.
She literally does the meme. She goes,
It's
I like
great.
turtles.
Why a turtle?
I like turtles.
I was dying, dude. I was like, holy shit, it's the kid. Maybe, this would be the most incredible thing to find out ever, because the timelines would probably about no, she's probably a little too old, but that if Turtle Kid was her son in real life, that would be incredible. But, yeah, she's like, I like turtles, so she just whatever. But it's the night of the big recital. This is the big thing they've been rehearsing for. She's coming, his sponsor's coming into the crowd. Did you notice that the auditorium for this, all of the seating is like those director chairs? It's like the cloth back wood. I was like, a whole auditorium of those?
I would have felt like they would have had like kind of bleacher kind of seating or something like that.
It's so interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that before. It's a very 80s thing, I feel like. But anyway, so this whole dance recital's ready to kick off. Meanwhile, he has an idea. He has like a brain blast as he's like getting ready. I think he's there getting ready for the recital. He has like a brain blast of like, where could these, because he knows they're looking for files at this point or documents. And he's like, oh, where could they be? Oh, and he remembers the poster.
Yeah. And so he opens the back of the frame
Well, he doesn't.
poster.
He calls the DEA agent.
Yes. Yeah. And she opens the back of the frame poster and finds the files.
Yes, she finds the files, opens them up, and we see, he doesn't in this moment, but we see that one of the photos is of the detective who has been investigating all of this. So we're like, oh shit, that guy's crooked, right? I mean, that's what we assume. Anyway, so she finds out. He's like, great. She's like, I got the files. He's like, good. Meet me at the dance studio, and after the recital, we'll take it to the cops or whatever.
The files are here. Okay, I'll bring them with me, and we can turn them in after the show.
So he's standing there watching. She pulls up with the files, and as she gets there, a van rolls up with 4 dudes with guns get out and just start chasing her. And we get this insane like chase action sequence where they are chasing her through this building and around everywhere. And she drop kicks a dude down the stairs, which was incredible, and takes his gun. And then I love, then she gets his gun and then she's going to an elevator. Meanwhile, our guy's chasing some other guy, fighting some other guys or whatever. She goes to this elevator and she's waiting for it. And we cut into the elevator and we see there's a bad guy in the elevator with a gun waiting. He's like cocks his gun and is like waiting. And we cut to her. She seems completely oblivious. She's like barely even holding the gun. Like she's not expecting. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to die. And then the elevator opens and she just immediately
unload.
And I'm like, oh, so she
okay, she's fine.
Yeah,
cool.
She's good. All right, amazing. And she blows that dude away. And then they get all of them. I think they get like basically everybody, but then they go and they get up into the rafters, like
for some reason, yeah.
Who knows why? They're up in the rafters, and she's
I believe
up
it's
there.
called the fly space.
Yeah, whatever, God. Sure. And she's up there, and then she rounds a corner, and Tortelli, I think, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Tortelli shows up and just shoots her.
Yeah, and then Jason's like, I thought you weren't after any of this stuff. He's like,
I lied.
I thought you didn't want him. You lied to me.
Amazing. Great. So then he shoots and kills her. And then meanwhile, Jason shows up and gets into like a struggle with him. And they're like fighting in the fly space on the catwalk.
There was a point where he was like, though, if you didn't want me dead earlier, why now? Or something like that. Why didn't you kill me earlier?
Yeah.
And it was because the sponsor woman is Turtle's sister.
3 days ago she come to me. Don't she want her? She wanted me to leave you alone.
Oh, I missed that.
Yes, because he has a line he says is, "I would have had you taken out weeks ago, but my sister had to intervene," or something like that. It's some throwaway line.
Okay, so that's how she's tied into all this, and how she was able to like talk to the guy. And okay, I missed that detail, but that actually makes a lot of things make a lot more sense now. But he throws Tortelli from the catwalk.
So Tortelli falls like.
Oh, meanwhile, the dance is happening.
Yes,
this is important.
Yes, and
the dance is occurring.
Everybody's being shot around. All these dancers are like doing their dramatic fall.
Because while they're actually murdering people in the while Jason and what's her name are murdering people, they're doing the fake shooting.
The parallel action.
Yes,
cut.
Exactly. And so he throws, and so they have all died on the dance floor and like laying on the ground, and he throws Tortelli off the rafters or off the catwalk, and he falls and lands amongst the other bodies. It's kind of great. It's kind of amazing.
It's art.
It's art. And then he goes over to Diane. Is it Diane? Maybe that's her. I can't remember. No, that's maybe from the next movie. No, that's Lisa. I think it might be Diane.
I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be Diane. Oh, it is Diane. There it is. I got it in my notes finally. He goes over to Diane's body, picks up the files, and the cop guy comes in. The corrupt cop guy comes in, and he goes. Jason goes, "I don't even know who the good guys are anymore." And this cop goes,
I don't know who the good guys are anymore.
There aren't any.
There aren't any. And he leaves, and I was like, oh, okay. Really thought they were doing their forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown moment. That's legit what they thought they were doing right there. But now Jason's all fucked up. The show went great, but he's obviously traumatized from all of this.
So now he's jonesing.
He needs a fix. Yeah. So he goes and he finds. I was like, that's understandable. He goes and he finds a dealer on the street, and while he's talking to this dealer,
this other guy who's also a member of the AA. This dude's an actual like alcoholic. Looking for a drink.
And he's like, I want to go get a drink, man. I need a drink.
He's also dressed up in the most 80s tracksuit I've ever seen.
It's incredible.
I need a drink. I can't do it.
How long you been sober?
12 days.
He's like, I need a drink. And Jason talks him out of drinking. He's like, no, don't do it, man.
Just get through the night.
Just get through the night, blah, blah, blah. But then immediately walks over to the drug dealer. And this guy walks over and is like, hey, man, you just told me. Like, what are you doing? And luckily, this guy is able to kind of help talk. Jason was like, all right, never mind. I won't do drugs or whatever. And I don't get this. What is going on here?
He asked for the guy's name.
Yeah.
It's some Inuit
I can't
name.
remember his name.
Like,
yeah. And he goes, is that Indian, I think? And he goes,
What is that, Indian?
Eskimo.
it's Eskimo. And so it's an Inuit name. And he goes, huh? And that's the end of the movie. And I'm like,
what?
What? I don't understand. I must have missed something entirely because I did not get that joke at all. I don't get why that was like the final gag of the movie. I don't know. But I guess Jason isn't going to do drugs now. He's going to go hang out with his new friend.
Also, Dance or Die.
Dance or Die. It's a great theme song. It's a legitimately great theme song. Is it good bad though, Kyle?
It is. Aside from like the two funny scenes, also one of them being because of memes.
Yes.
No, it's not good bad.
I would say it's bad, unfortunately.
It's like right on the edge of just being kind of just okay.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's kind of just almost like an okay movie. The ADR is bad. A lot of it's edited like a nightmare, and like the script,
the editing
it's chaotic, and like you're like, wait, where are we now? What's going on? Like it's clearly missing a lot of the important elements that make a good screenplay come together, but like it's also not awful. Like you're like, I see what they're doing here at least. So yeah, I would say bad, but yeah, it's got some good moments in it, that's for sure. So that's gonna do it for this episode. As always, you can do us a favor by heading over to patreon.com/GBorBB. Support us there. Get access to bonus content and other stuff that's not necessarily bonus, but
heyo. What?
Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh, I have a podcast called This Film Is It. We're talking about movies that are based on books. When this episode's out, our most recent episode will have been either The Outsiders, which is out right now. Good movie. Have you seen The Outsiders?
They had a remake of it?
No, not a remake. What do you mean?
Oh, episode. You mean the episode's out right now? I thought they remade The Outsiders.
No. Sorry, the episode's out right now. Yes.
That was I
Coppola,
think a very early. I mean, I think it was the film that made C. Thomas Howell's career.
Yeah. So many people. Oh my God, dude. Do you know?
Dylan is in it.
Matt Dillon. Yeah. C. Thomas Howell. Tom Cruise is in that movie as like a 15-year-old. Emilio Estevez, Ralph Macchio. It's like a who's who of like 80 stars. It's incredible.
I could have thought Johnny Depp was in there too.
No, he is not in it. But Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez, Flea is one of the extras in one of the fight scenes. Nice. The big rumble at the end of the movie. Flea is one of the Socs or whatever. Also, a professional hockey player is one of the extras.
I do like one of my favorite scenes from The Outsiders is because I always point to this one is when everybody's at the gas station and they have to have everybody kind of slouched over or leaning or something like that to make Tom Cruise look taller.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. It's great. Anyway, so I think that might be our most recent episode. If it's not that, because we may be far enough down the road, we're doing Cloud Atlas next, so it may be Cloud Atlas.
You will learn the true.
I've not seen it or read it. I am reading it right now, so we'll see. And then
Editing Brian here, jumping in to promote something kind of fun. One of our patrons, Roy Johnson, is a comic book author. He's working on a new comic book series called The Sentinels. That is a Bronze Age style comic. I think he's doing like standard comics, like a reimagining, like what if standard comics never ended or something like that. I don't know the exact details, but anyways, he's kickstarting this comic book campaign or this comic book series. And he put us in it. So you're looking at now the images of us making a cameo in this comic book. If you want to go support it, the link to his Kickstarter is in the description. I'm looking at it right now. It hasn't launched yet, but it's supposed to be launching very, very soon. So look out for that. We're also going to plug it in a couple more episodes. So yeah.
That's it. You can also buy our merch, all that kind of good stuff. Until next time, keep watching movies.
Just maybe not Dance or Die, or you can just listen to the soundtrack, which is
the soundtrack. Baller. And by soundtrack, I mean the one song. Yes. The titular Dance or Die song. It is pretty fucking good, though.